Hi, good afternoon, all. This is Vishal Singhal from Cellstat. Today we have Ms. Bhanumati. She's intern at Cellstat AI Lab, and she'll be taking us through this important topic of ethics and artificial intelligence. Now it's more relevant because the chaos happening across the world. So people are wondering as to if robots should be brought or should not be brought, and if they will be relevant in the current context. Although IIT and MIT researchers are trying to create robots who will be able to provide supplies to people inside in quarantined centers. But ethics is an important topic which is always in their minds, in everybody's mind, as to what are the limitations where humans should take control or where AI should take control. So I'll pass on the controls to Bhanumati. I suggest you keep sharing your questions as they come to your mind. We will try to answer them all towards the end of the webinar, uh, unless they are slightly critical. This session is being recorded and will be made live on our Cellstat YouTube channel. I'll be sharing the link for the same while the webinar is on. And so let's get started. Translation controls to Bhanumati. Please share your screen.
Yeah.
Go
Hi
ahead.
all,
Thank
good
you.
afternoon. I hope all are safe and having good health. I thank Cellstart for presenting this, giving the opportunity to present this webinar. Yeah, topic is ethics in AI. I'm Bhanumati, intern at Cellstart AI Lab. Am I audible to all?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
See, let us see what ethics is. Ethics, it is a moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. Generally, we humans have something called moral compass, which is an agent that sits in our brain and basically tells right from wrong. I think you all agree with this. When you see an injustice, our brain tells that it is right or wrong, right? The actions that come from, or it depends on the person to person. Then the standards of the moral compass strongly depends on the upbringing and environment of a person, which differs from person, culture, everything. But most people have one of these compasses. It's also what companies build their ethics and compliances on, what is right and what is wrong. And how do we set rules based upon that? Mean that ethical rules based on some moral grounds. Okay. Now, digital information technology has made information readily accessible to practically anyone, anytime, anywhere. Now, digital information is in all aspects of our society, from industrial manufacturing to distribution to consumption of goods and services. Inevitably, like in preceding technological revolutions, digital information technology's impact has been so pervasive that we are no longer simply adopting it, doing what we have done before, but adapting to it by changing how we behave. Like how we are addicted to the technology like mobiles, then all other things which are available right now. Digital information technology has redefined how people interact with each other in society, then redefine the relationship between the consumers, producers, suppliers, and industrialists and laborers, and so on. And even in personal level also, not only professional level and personal level, like friends, family members, that is altering the post-industrial account of moral reasoning. Until today, we were using the technology for so many purposes, right? So now we are in the technological revolution, AI, or information artificial intelligence. The digital revolution of the 20th century brought us information at our fingertips, allowing us to make quick decisions, while the agency to make decisions fundamentally rested with us. AI is changing that by automating the decision making process, promising better qualitative results and improved efficiency. For examples, we can see that AI gaming systems in defeating the world chess champion Gary Kasparov and other things, where AI has proved superior to the human experts in computing the impact of current decisions on potential moves. We are using the technology from last decade, like internet, mobile, and other robots and all. But recently, AI, it has revolutionized the world. Where AI mainly focuses on decision-making process. AI also took away the transparency, explainability, predictability, teachability, and auditability of human move, replacing it opacity. I think now AI basically works on mathematics. Machine will understand only numbers, that is 0 and 1, nothing else. So here AI, the processing of AI is a black box even today, where the logic of the move is not only unknown to the players, but also unknown to the creators of the program, who designs and creates that program. As AI makes decisions for us, transparency and predictability of decision making may become a thing of the past. See, even now today, AI, it is in every field, like medical diagnosis, financial services. These are the few examples which we can take. But the consequences of any single blip are immense. In AI, we are using the algorithms which rely more on features for improving predictability. The logic governing such decisions becomes increasingly unscrutable. Accordingly, we lose the holistic aspect of decision making, throwing out all principles in favor of past observations. Actually, for AI or machine learning, data is the input. We need a lot of data for that one. It depends the type of data which is provided to the AI systems. So based on that only decision will be made. It analyzes the data, then it makes the decisions for the unseen inputs also. In, in some instances, this may not be true correct, like maybe unethical or immoral also, or illegal. Consistency is indispensable to ethics and integrity. Our decisions must adhere to a standard higher than statistical accuracy. For centuries, the shared virtues of mutual trust, harm reduction, fairness, and equitability have proved to be the essential cornerstones for the survival of any system of reasoning. I think you all agree with this. Not only AI, anything, we should follow these principles for the betterment of mankind. Without internal logical consistency, AI systems lack robustness and accountability. Two critical measures for engendering trust in a society: by creating a rift between moral sentiment and logical reasoning, the inscrutability of data-driven decisions forecloses the ability to engage critically with decision-making processes. As you all know, we are living in the world where complex decisions are whittled down to reflexive choices and reinforced by observed outcomes. That is, it depends on the data which is provided to that particular system or a tool which gives the decisions, where complexity is reduced to simplicity and morality is reduced to utility. Today, our sense of ethics provides a framework for making decisions. It may not be long before our decisions cast doubt on our ethics altogether. If we want ethics in AI, then we have to start with this first principle. Humans are diverse and complex and live within groups and cultures. The groups and cultures creating ethical AI ought to reflect that. So in AI or whatever we build, even that should be reflected our principles. Ethics are moral principles that govern a person's behavior. I think you all agree with this. Then we can't govern the behavior of the things we build. How can we ever check its ethics? It means that The purpose which has been built, it should be the betterment of anything, no, humanity mainly. Then we can check the ethics of that, whether it is right, used for right thing or wrong thing. We need to always be the ones to determine the behavior of artificial intelligence. Of course, with options like self-learning, but putting the constraints, that doesn't mean that it slows down the process of development, as that would be the entire purpose of it. Actually, technology, everything what we are using is for our comfort. We need to have ethics built into the idea of why a certain piece of technology equipped with AI is being developed. And the second thing is we need to monitor the outcomes of that specific piece of technology in order to fully understand its behavior and make sure that it is not violating our moral compass. So, ethics not only important in technology like AI, where decision making is involved, but it should be the foundation of any innovation. We can't run the risk of building unethical tools. You agree with this? I hope. So, if something runs the risk of being unethical for the sake of innovation or financial gain, we should have think over that. What will be the output for the or result of that? So, yeah, these are yeah, I have come to the end of my presentation. These are the references which I have used. Guys, any questions?
Thanks, Anumati. That was very fast, very quick.
Yeah.
Audience, any questions there? It was very crisp and to the point. I think she has covered most of it. If you have any questions, you can respond. Otherwise, I would like to share that this is one of the very researched topics these days, and in fact, Microsoft is the first one, I think, in the entire world to hire a chief ethicist recently. I would say this recently also has become old now. So about 6 to 8 months back, they hired a chief ethicist in on their roles. His job is just to ensure that whatever products are going out into the market, they should not have bias. If any
Yeah.
of the products get passed into the market and it has bias, then his job will be at stake. So it's a very critical and high profile role, and such jobs have started coming into existence, and all companies creating products in AI space have to take care of if there is any bias in their data set on which the machines have been trained. So
Vishal, I want to share one video which I come across. 1 minute.
sure.
Yeah, related to this one only.
There has been a kind of sea change in the last 5 years. Before that, had you asked seriously whether or not we should be crafting a code of ethics for artificial intelligence? As we've seen AI begin to be applied in real applications in Facebook and in self-driving cars.
Now is the time to talk about leadership. And we are the people who will be deciding what society looks like for our children in an AI and roboticized world.
Over time, software is going to be written by software. AI is going to create the AI. So let's get a code of ethics that really prioritizes ethical considerations at the beginning of design, and that will help both the creators of technology and then certainly the users.
Bhanuvati, audio is not very clear, so it's probably
Is it?
a good idea to
Yeah,
suspend there. So one question is there. Can you please give example of a biased data versus unbiased data?
Scenario. And then once you have identified them, of course, you need to understand how to
You
Yeah,
can
Vishal?
close the video.
them inside
You
the
can
AI.
close
Now
the video.
audio is
Develop and
clear?
deploy.
No, I'm saying you close the video. There is a question here.
Necessary injury or death, and their trade. What role environment?
Yeah, Vishal?
Your question is, can you give example of biased versus unbiased data?
Mm,
So one example that I can think of is, so suppose there is a solution that is talking about recruitments, and if it is only biased towards whites against any other race, then it will be
yeah,
called biased towards non-white
yeah.
population, right?
Yeah. So it is partial towards one race.
Correct. And similarly, there has been a bias has been found towards hiring male candidates over women candidates, and vice versa in female dominated company, bias is towards female than against male hiring.
Gender biased.
So those are the kind of biases you can say towards biased data or non-biased data. Unbiased data will be that it is foolproofly recruiting all selecting all data points in resumes, which has whether it is coming from male or female or whites or any other races.
Yeah.
So that would be unbiased data.
Yes.
So can you share the link of this video that you just shared on if you can put it on chat, I will put it to the audience.
Yeah, 1 minute.
I've sent you a chat message. Please respond to that and give me the link.
Yeah.
So I've shared the link of this video as well as CellStat YouTube channel where this webinar recording will be available in about 2-3 days time. Since no more questions are coming, so I would like to thank Bhanuvati for giving this presentation, and thank you audience for sparing your time to join the webinar today. Look forward to the future attendance of you all in our future webinars. Tomorrow we are having a careers webinar in AI. I'll be personally taking it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all. Stay safe and have good health.
Thank you. Have a good day to all.
Thank you.